to another episode of Vermont's 100 Covered Bridges. Today I'm at the Quinlan Covered Bridge, which is in Charlotte. So now I'm in the county of Chittenden, where there's 5 bridges. I'm hoping to do 4 today. I'll have to catch up with one that's a little bit further north on another time. So yeah, let's see what Chittenden brings us. So the Quinlan Bridge was built in 1849 and the builder is unknown, as is so often the older the bridge. And what we see here is a Burr Arch with multiple king truss. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm correct in saying this is my first true Burr Arch, because all the other ones have been laminated Burr arches. Whereas this one, and I'll check my notes as I'm going along, although the wood, looking at the wood, it certainly seems new, but even if it's new, it's good that they kept it as a traditional Burr Arch. So by checking my notes, it does appear that they are the original timber, but in the early 2000s an inspection was done and the trusses were quite weak, and as a result steel beams were placed underneath to help take the weight off the trusses. There's all these gaps in the side, and the sun keeps filtering through. They've got these windows at each end. Seems a nice little busy bridge for, must be rush hour. And of course, I'm always looking for a way to get down underneath. But yeah, so pleased to finally see a true Burr Arch truss. And of course, that's not to not give a mention to the king post truss backing it up. The roof seems to have had a little bit of repairs. Yeah, no signs at all on either portal of the name, of the year, which is unusual for both not to have that, or any kind of sign. There's just like nothing. You know, there's some of these bridges have information boards attached next to it. Oh, and I just spoke too soon. Here we go. I just spoke way too soon because there's a plaque. So I'll take a picture of that and then I can show you what it says. It goes on, I mean, it's quite hard to read, but it says the Sherman family owned surrounding land in 1830, built a sawmill just up the creek. This building burned down, but the area around the bridge continued to be a centre of manufacturing. Apparently there was a woodwork mill that made doors and blinds. There was a nail making shop and a foundry where plough points, cultivated teeth and other farm implements were cast. In the 1860s, Winfield J. Scott, a carpenter and a joiner, operated a grist mill and a butter manufactory nearby. Positions of the old mill dam can still be seen from Lewis Creek Road above the bridge. Later, John Quinlan, an immigrant from Ireland, ran the mill. In recent times, steel I-beams were inserted under the bridge as a reinforcement for the trusses. I mean, that was hard work reading that, but just shows that the area was a hive of manufacturing. And I mean, there's a house there, whether that was a sawmill or something. It's quite a busy road, but other than that house, no sign at all of the manufacturing. So I think we've done all the overground, and whilst I was at this end, I think I saw a nice little path, which this should be easy because a very gentle slope heading down to the stream. It actually rained yesterday for about the first time in about 3 months, so the water is up a little bit, but I can get down there. I'll see you down there. If only all bridges were as easy to get under as this one was, but then that ruined half the fun for me. So I'll turn around. Concrete abutment, and you can see the 4 steel I-beams to reinforce the bridge. And again, concrete abutment in front of me. No trace of whatever the original abutment was. Or is that a... You can see running down the side, and then to the right of it, and at the bottom where that tree is, you can see certainly stone. So that must have been part of the original stone abutment, which is good. A shot of the bridge from downstream. And this is Lewis Creek. Now, I mentioned Lewis Creek in last week's episode at Spade Farm Bridge, because that originally went over Lewis Creek. I don't know whether it was up or downstream, but this is the same creek as where that bridge originally sat. Again, I love the windows. Looks like a metal roof. And a shot of Quinlan Bridge with the sun behind it from upstream. And again, we can see now the rocks. Maybe they're not part of the originals, but just placed there as extra security. Upstream on the Quinlan covered bridge. Thanks again for joining me on this episode. Hope you enjoyed that. A small bridge, but I love the traditional Burr Arch bridge. That's my first one. It was also good to be in a stream that was easy to get into, rather than a mad scramble through valleys and gorges and everything else. Thanks very much to Vermont's Covered Bridge Society for their help and support throughout my journey. And please take a look at the website, it's great. Lots of information about all the bridges that I've gone to throughout the series. Hopefully you'll think that $15 worth spending on becoming a member is worth it. So thanks again to them. I'll see you next week, not far from here, a mile or two, in the next episode. Bye.